is Henry David Thoreau. My purpose here is to tell you many different things that I strongly believe in. I believe in transcendentalism. While I was living on Walden's Pond, I found that living off the basics of life helped reveal the real me. As I was living on Walden's Pond, I was arrested for not paying my poll taxes. I didn't pay my poll taxes because the money was supporting the Mexican-American War. I did not want the Texas border to be expanded. This would create more slaves. I was born in Concord, Massachusetts. I went to Harvard College for my education. When I graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Being a teacher didn't sound so bad, so I decided to be a teacher. I was fired after 2 weeks because I didn't agree with the superintendent. By then I was very stuck and unsure what to do. I worked in my father's pencil factory for a short period of time. While working at the pencil factory, a friendly man took me under his wing. His name is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Emerson was the man who led me to believe in transcendentalism. Transcendentalism is the belief that the world is at its best when people are self-reliant and independent. We both agree that when we, as individuals, work alone, we produce some of our best work. Transcendentalism led me to Walden's Pond, where I found the real me. He helped me choose which path I wanted to take in life. I couldn't ask for better mentor. When I started to love writing, I told Emerson my plan to live alone in the wilderness, writing my observations and poems. Emerson granted his land on Walden's Pond. I wrote some of my most famous work there. An example would be Walden. Walden is all about how life was on the pond and the observations of wildlife. I wanted to live away from the city and live by myself to write in peace. The second successful work I did at Walden's Pond was civil disobedience. Civil disobedience is how I see the government and how I want the government to be. I was inspired to write this essay because I was arrested for not paying my poll taxes. My essay explains that the higher power of government is writing all these laws for our citizens, but isn't obeying them themselves. I'm saying that I want a better government. When I returned to Concord, Massachusetts, I spent 9 years revising Walden. I did this because a week on Concord Merrimack sold poorly. I'm very excited that Walden sold well. Wildlife and nature are my passion. That is why I wrote Walden. My passion for wildlife started on a trip down the Merrimack River with my brother. The wilderness has helped me practice transcendentalism, writing, and poetry. I would rather spend a day in the wilderness by myself than a day in New York City. I am an abolitionist. I believe that slavery is the worst thing in this country. I expressed my thoughts when John Brown was executed. I also didn't want there to be more slavery in Texas, so I disobeyed the government and I didn't pay my poll taxes. I practice transcendentalism and I believe the government should be stronger. I think the best government is the government that governs the least. I'm a man with few beliefs, but I strongly practice them. I'm not afraid to express my beliefs. I won't ever change my beliefs. Transcendentalism, abolitionist, philosopher, writer, poet are all the descriptions of me, but the true description of me is real. I know what I believe in. Goodbye to you all.